What's going on, y'all? It's the Geek down here, and today we're going to be talking about the Boston Celtics and why I feel like they aren't going to win this year's NBA Finals. Let's get right into it. So this is coming off a day after the Boston Celtics just beat the Indiana Pacers, swept them, and the only reason why I decided to make this is because I personally feel like there's been a glaring issue with the Boston Celtics all year and especially all postseason that I don't feel like is being addressed. That might be a very glaring issue when it comes to their final success. Let's talk about it. So the big reason why I believe the Celtics won't win is because they shoot so many threes at a clip that I felt like I haven't seen before since not before but since the 2018 Houston Rockets. And don't get me wrong, they made it to the finals. They beat who was in front of them. They did their job, but we can't act like the competition they played was at their level or even close to that. And even with that being said, this whole Pacers series, especially without Halliburton, was very close. And a win is a win is a win. But the way that they were down at some points against the Pacers, how they kind of got, I wouldn't say lucky, but saved by some Jaylen Brown shots or a Derek White shot that kept them in the game or sent them to overtime. I don't think that should be dismissed. I think the Celtics are a very talented team. In my opinion, them and the Bucks, I was really excited to see because I feel like they were the most talented teams out west, and the Knicks too, for that matter. But overall, I do believe the Celtics were going to go to the finals. I just the what concerns me the most is just the threes. I can't get past that because they they shot 14 to 44 last night and they got the win. You know, it doesn't matter. But they every I remember watching game 1 and 2 and checking to see their shot chart. It's just threes and layups, ISO post shots. And don't get me wrong, they make them, they go in, they do what they're supposed to do. But I feel like this would be the first team. I can't think off the top of my head, but I feel like this would be the first team that would win a championship if they do off of just threes and layups. Because, like I brought up the Rockets, that's what they were doing. But in my opinion, when I'm watching the Boston Celtics, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like they have a game plan, really. I mean, their game plan is space out, 5 out, shoot threes, and ISO ball. I mean, you can tell off of their, like I said, their shot chart. But when you take a closer look, that's very concerning that half their shots are 3-pointers, and they only made 14 of them and barely escaped with the win. These opportunities going to be here when they play potentially the Mavs or the Timberwolves if they ever get that far. I don't think they can get away with that, especially when they have the droughts like they did in the third quarter against the Pacers when it comes to threes. I don't really feel comfortable with Al Horford taking, what was it, 8 3-pointers last night. Everyone shot bad on the starting lineup except for Jaylen Brown when it comes to threes. And the only reason why I care about it so much is because if they get cold or if the defense from either one of these teams is any better than it was than they've seen, I don't know how they win these games. I mean, there's playmaking on the floor. Don't get me wrong. Everyone knows how to play make on this team, but I don't know what their game plan is. Is it just ISO? If there's nothing there, then just pass it out. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum ISO the ball, nothing's there, they throw it out. Al Horford has a little bit of space and just chucks up a three. It really reminds me of the 2018 Rockets. And, I mean, the 2015, 16, 17, 18 Warriors, they were all three-point shooters, and they were the team that kind of put this kind of style of play on the map. But even at that, Klay Thompson can shoot the mid-range. Curry was a mid-range all over the place. And they had plays. They were setting up plays like there was no tomorrow. The screens they would have, the plays they set up to get these players open for three, the spacing, the movement, that's what made them a championship team. And I just don't feel like I see that kind of same level of coaching on the Celtics. Now I could be wrong. They're still the most talented team in the league right now, but I feel like they take that for granted, and they don't really coach to the degree that they need to get these wins out. They should be blowing most of these teams out, and they're not. And it's the playoffs, it's a little bit, there's more grit and grind to it, but there's really no excuse on this kind of play style. I mean, if they win, I truly believe this would be the first time that this has ever happened. I mean, go ask the Rockets. I mean, when you shoot 27 threes in a row with no real playmaking to it, with no, like, plays drawn up to get these shots open, this is the results you're going to get. And if they lose, I feel like everyone's going to start talking about it then, but I do not hear anybody talking about it now. And just my humble opinion, that's the reason why I'm concerned for the Boston Celtics, and also the reason why I'm not rooting for them this series. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Geek Down, the first video I ever made. Shouts out to y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.